I can see heaven thrown open, says the proto-martyr, and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. This is the correct optic, seeing the heavens opened, seeing the Son of Man. On earth, we need to make the tabernacle our home, and to spend much time gazing at the Son of Man. Being that we are psychosomatic creatures, what the body does draws on the soul. And so what the eye gazes at, the soul is drained towards, for better or for worse. We notice that the reaction of those listening is to block it out. This happens when one is aware that one is beginning to lose an argument. One has to increase the decibels and exclude. There are several ways of doing that. They can be direct or indirect. An indirect way is to deflect the issue, to talk about something else and accuse the person. Nothing to do with what he's saying. It's noise. The result is that there is no clarity of vision. Noise obscures mental vision. And, as in the case of the eyes that gaze towards something and draw the soul after it, so too we see that the way in which on earth, now in the civilized world, the soul is involved with a noisy vision, too dense and complicated for the mind and therefore the heart to be at peace. It is coping with something that it is only finding as a new toy, the first generation of big children who don't know how to play with a wonderful toy. In generations yet to come, they will look back and see how the first generation was sacrificed. It was a planet of screen gazers. This last week, a fascinating letter came from somebody at the antipodes of the world, New Zealand, who always writes well. Alas, classical letters are hardly ever received. This is a great exception, and worth quoting in one central part. I read the other day that the reason even young people are feeling time speeding up is due to the amount of information we now receive every day. Our brains are having to speed up to keep pace. Apparently, we receive more information in one day than our ancestors 100 years ago received in 7 to 8 years. I have always sensed that too much information was harmful for me. I need to switch off from technology regularly, just to give my brain a rest. Unfortunately, many teenagers these days are only making and interacting with electronic or virtual friends. Hence, their rate of anxiety and depression is increasing every year. And then she goes on by juxtaposition, must be so peaceful and serene in the hermitage, away from the constant babble, noise and interruptions. A bleep is an interruption which is a violence to the natural thought flow of the brain. If it happens and rehappens too much, then that brain is no longer able to be in contemplative mode and to go into the silent depth of the Blessed Trinity. It can only operate on the surface. The word surface gives us the word superficial, super facie, the face on top. This is what's happening over the planet. Superficiality, incapacity to go into the depth. If that is the life also of the consecrated and of those who are professional in the care of souls, as well as those being ministered to over the church itself at large, there is illness in the interior life of the church. God can't get through. And so it is that we need to retrieve the vision of Stephen and also the Apocalypse, for this great picture at the end of the Apocalypse we need to have before our eyes the church crying out Maranatha and seeing the author of time and its conclusion before our eyes, who will not be controlled by popularity when it comes to the last word. The Alpha and the Omega will speak, and all creation will at last keep silence. The last court of appeal has spoken.